For many adults, a key aspect of their identity is their job or occupation. In fact, when two people meet for the first time, what do they often say to each other? What do you do? For many, the world of work is connected to the core of their personality development. This is what makes unemployment more devastating than just a financial loss. It creates an identity crisis. And the longer someone goes into unemployment, the more this can affect them and the people around them, such as their family and friends, and even their community. Another aspect of work that sociologists are interested in is the job one retires from. Many of your grandparents or great grandparents, they probably started working at a job right out of high school or college, and that's the job that they stayed in until they retired. It was just up until a few generations ago, it was also very common for a person to remain in the same job at the same company for their entire working career. But the trend today is far different. Many today realize that they will probably work at multiple companies over their lifetime, and they'll even switch careers several times. I would be a perfect example of this. I began as a teacher in a brick and mortar school. 2 years later, I switched to another brick and mortar school. Then I made a major career change, even though the job was still in an education based field. After being in that position for 10 years, I faced unemployment due to financial cuts. This led me to switch careers again to work into the insurance company for 2 years. I then made another career change back into education where I started teaching here. This is more the trend that we see today. Now, as you read, the main idea that you want to keep in mind is this: the world of work is a major component of adult life. In the last 100 years, major changes have transformed the organization of work and the composition of the labor force. So, as you read, you want to be able to answer the following questions. First, how has the labor force in the United States changed? You're going to pay special attention to the composition of the labor force, as well as the types of jobs that exist in the labor force. There have been major changes in both. Secondly, in what ways has the nature of work changed? As you answer this question, keep in mind the changes in American society from an industrial to a post-industrial society and how this can help to explain the change that takes place in the nature of work. Finally, you will want to answer the question, what factors contribute to job satisfaction? Now, most of us are going to think right off the bat, money, money, money. Show me the money. But some jobs pay well, but they do have a low job satisfaction rate. That shows that there is much more than just money that can lead to job satisfaction. What are those other factors that sociologists have discovered that lead to job satisfaction? So, as you're reading, I recommend that you use the 3-column note taking strategy that we have used before. In the far left hand column, rewrite the headings, subheadings, and vocabulary as questions. This will guide you as to what to look for when you read. For example, you should write down questions like, what is the labor force? And what changes in the labor force composition has occurred? What changes in occupations have occurred? What is unemployment? And so forth. In the middle column, you want to summarize the visual information that is presented in this section. Now, in this section, you have a graph of employment by occupation, a chart of major occupations, and a sidebar article on surfing the web on company time. I'm sure that doesn't include fantasy football. Actually, though, as you are done with all this visual information and you've come up with all your questions, you have properly previewed this section. Now you're actually ready to begin reading. So, as you go through and you do the reading, what you want to do is aim to answer the questions that you have in the far left hand corner.